welcome, welcome. If you can hear me, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Something is always trying to happen every time we come on air. I can't find it. I can't find this show. I don't know if they blocked it totally. If you can find it, please share. Help us to share. Someone says it's okay now. Okay, that's good. But can you, for some reason, I can't see the show on my end. I guess, no kidding. Um, yeah, I'm waiting for anyone to, let me see if it's on YouTube, because I can't find it on Facebook. Let's see if YouTube left it on. Okay, yes, I see it on YouTube. So if you can't find us, go on YouTube. YouTube has it's on. I can't find us on Facebook. I don't know what they're doing. So they just take a few minutes to share, and I will pull up the video of the day as usual, so that we can see what's going on. All right. And the video that I'm going to pull up, we will not play it in its entirety. So we'll post it on our Facebook page and you can go and watch. And also, you can also see the comments that people are putting down under the show to see what people are really thinking. And you wonder if we are planning to go forward as Africans or if we are planning to go backwards when we are playing with the future of our children. Just a minute.
The new year is here.
5 in the morning, and the daily routine has already begun. The Talib, pupils of the Quranic schools, wash in darkness. There's no electricity, no water, and the nearest well is about 100 meters from the school. The day begins immediately with prayers and the recital of verses from the Quran. The students will read them hundreds, if not thousands of times, to try and commit them to memory. The first recitals of the day end at 6 in the morning, and time for the Talibs to head out to beg. Begging is recommended in the holy texts as a means of learning humility. Before leaving at dawn, they shake hands as a sign of peace with this man, their religious instructor, known in Senegal as a marabout. His name is Ibrahim. Each child chooses a bowl, which they will use to beg, to collect donations of money or food. They leave while the town is still sleeping. Take your tins and line up in twos. Who do you usually pair up with? Sora, who are you with? Ames, go with Modu. So, where are you? I'm going with El Hajj. With who? All right, so who's left? Modu, you'll go on your own then. The children in Ibrahim's school, which is called Adara, will hook up with hundreds of other Talibs who make their way into the center of town to beg or look for odd jobs. The youngest are barely 5 years old. They will spend several years at the Quranic school, often not leaving until they reach adolescence. This is the city of Mbour in Senegal, where everything revolves around the port. I came here in April, during the dry season. I was following up a story about a stolen boat and ended up on this particular stretch of the Senegalese coast almost by chance. Mbour is about 80 kilometers south of Dakar, the capital. It's a vibrant, busy fishing port, the second largest in the country. The scene at the port is hectic as the canoes head out to sea, usually for no more than a day or two. Mbour is twinned with the port town of Concarneau in Brittany, which donated the ice factory, and it even observes the typical celebration of Breton culture, the filet bleu. But that was not what interested me. No, what interested me was neither the abundance of fish nor the traditional methods of fishing, but the kids. The thousands of kids who sometimes don't see their parents for years on end. These kids dressed in rags who beg or work doing the most menial jobs available at the port. The number of Talibs is steadily rising, not just in Senegal, but throughout Western Africa. But it's here in Mbour that it seems to be most blatant and most worrying. And it's here I wanted to see how the students live. The boys are not happy about being filmed. Occasionally they're openly hostile. And they always want money or food in exchange. All these kids are Talibs. Most of these children are not originally from the coast. Some even come from neighboring countries. The Talibs are a close-knit little gang in which the kids look out for each other. They beg in Mbour because the port is comparatively wealthy compared to the countryside. In most daras, the teacher has given the kids a minimum amount of cash to bring back. If they fail, they risk being severely punished. Where are you from? Guinea. Guinea. He's from Guinea. He's a Guinean. Can you remember your father? Have you seen your father? No. He doesn't know. He doesn't know his dad. He's never seen his dad ever since he's been here. I've hired a guide with whom I walk through the small streets near the port. His name is Babacar. In the evening, when they get back home to the Quranic school, they have to bring something. Everyone brings something. Money, food, sugar. Each little Talib has to bring his marabout at least 150 francs. Their parents are still in villages in the interior. As they can't afford to look after them, they prefer to hand them over to the teachers of the Quran so they can be educated. But not all the teachers give the children a good education. Some of the kids spend all day out in the streets begging. Sometimes they even steal to get enough. How much do you have to bring back each day? 500 francs. Otherwise, they'll beat them up. The marabout's behavior doesn't seem to upset anyone. Indeed, the majority of Senegalese seem to accept it. He says the system of the Talibs is a good system. Does he think the children should go out begging? Yes, yeah, he says he does.
All right, this video is quite pathetic. We'll allow you guys to watch it in its entirety. Basically, in 2024, our brothers and sisters are quite okay with dumping their kids under the hands of an illiterate man, parading as a Quran teacher that can't even teach himself. And people are dumping their children under his watch for him to raise. Most of the times he's not there, he will leave his son there to take care of them, and basically their job is to go and beg. At the end of the day, if you don't have enough, they will give you the kind of beating that you require to know how much to get the next day. If you watch this video in its entirety, at the end of the day, these kids end up running away from that so-called Quranic teacher. They end up in a swamp where they are using all kinds of drugs because they have been abandoned by the society. Nobody is looking out for them. They are using drugs because somebody obviously introduced them to the drugs, and they say it makes them feel good. As we are speaking, they are sleeping with each other. Those young boys, because people will come sleep with them, teach them that evil practice. They will continue to practice it on themselves. And it's just unending stories, as we are speaking. This video was recently done, I think it was this week. So in 2024, this is the plight of an African child. And yet we are so educated, so educated by the colonial system. And we cannot use our education, like we've been saying on this show, to do anything better for our people, to improve their lives. Rather, we use our education to intimidate them, to make sure that before we come out, that we are called doctors and lawyers and engineers and this. And we are watching our brothers and sisters, our little ones, the so-called future of Africa. We are watching them go down and down and down. Please continue to help us to hit the like button. Yes, usually they are at it again. But what they don't know is that, what we are doing is offline. This is just for enlightenment purposes. So continue to help us to